This weekend, the Suicide Squad debuts in the United States. Apparently, it already opened in other parts of the world. So today I'm going to give my predictions for who lives, who dies, and when. So let's talk about it. Hi, my name is Sean, and I love to talk about movies way too much. With that in mind, go ahead and join me down below in the comment section. Share your predictions for who's gonna live and die in the Suicide Squad. Now, I know some of you have already seen the movie. Please don't spoil it down below in the comment section. And for those of you who haven't seen the movie yet, someone is going to ignore what I just said, and they're going to spoil the movie down below in the comment section. So you have been warned. Don't read the comments until you've seen the movie. One quick announcement. Starting this weekend, I'm going to be ranking all 45 theatrically released DC films. I've been talking about doing this since I ranked all the Marvel movies 2 years ago. The time has finally come, and it's this weekend, and let's get started with our tier ranking. Kicking things off is King Shark. This character, voiced by Sylvester Stallone, is featured all throughout the trailers, so he's definitely not the first person to die. I don't think he dies early on in the movie, and you see him fighting Starro, so I definitely think he is making it to the finale of this movie. I'm guessing they're not going to kill off the comedic animal. You don't normally want to kill off the cute, funny animal, even if they are eating people alive and things like that. So I think he's going to survive. Weasel, the other animal on the team, but not nearly as cute. He's actually pretty creepy. Now, I looked at the 3 main trailers that they released, plus the DC fandom behind the scenes deal they put out last year. And in all of that, I don't think I saw a shot of Weasel on the ground in action. All of it's the stuff where he's in prison, where they're in the plane flying over there. My guess, I think he might be the first one to die. He might die in a plane crash as they're going into the very first mission that takes place, because I just didn't see anything of him in action, and he's kind of creepy looking, so maybe he's the one responsible for causing a crash, causing things to go bad. Moving along, we have the Thinker. Now, this is a character that I mostly know from the TV show The Flash, but this is probably a very different version of the character. Now, looking at the trailers, it doesn't look like we see him being pulled out of prison. We don't see him in what seem like the early sequences in the film. So I'm guessing one of the mid-film action sequences is trying to rescue him, break him out, recruit him for the team. So I don't think he's the first to die. I don't think he can die at the beginning of the movie. And I suspect his specific set of skills will be pivotal in stopping the main villain of the film in the finale. But I'm guessing he will die in the process of doing that. Whether that's he just has to die for it to take place, or he was the original plan, dies, and then they have to come up with a backup plan to try and win when he's not able to do what he was supposed to do. Next up, T.D.K, the Detachable Kid, also one of James Gunn's friends, Nathan Fillion, that he puts in almost all of his projects. Now, based off the trailers, I'm getting the impression there's 2 different squads. There's one at the beginning that rides in this plane together. They're the ones that walk in front of the US flag, and on that team are Rick Flagg and Harley Quinn. My prediction, everybody on that mission dies except Rick Flagg and Harley Quinn. We'll get to more of that later on. But as part of that, that means that T.D.K, who was on that very first mission, he gets killed. He's got a goofy set of skills where he can break himself apart. I'm guessing he lands, he tries to do his thing, he gets blown to pieces very quickly, and that's the reason that you only see him in this one action sequence. Then we have Solsoria. Now, this is the one character on this list that I don't really have any prediction as to how she fits into the plot. Based off the trailers, we only have a few glimpses of her. Looks like one is at nighttime, one is during the daytime. She's holding a machine gun. There's no wide shots of her with other people that at least I was able to see. There is kind of this shot of Rick Flagg with his shirt off with her. So where I'm thinking she plays into the story is that after a failed mission in the beginning of the film, she helps him escape or something like that. She's part of how he's able to get back, put a second team together, perhaps. But I'm guessing she will die in the process of all of this taking place, I don't think she's going to make it to the end of the film. So I think she's going to die in the middle. Then we have Savant, played by Michael Rooker, another one of James Gunn's friends that he finds a way to work into all of his projects. Once again, if you look at the trailers, he's on that team that goes in first, that has this big battle at the nighttime where I'm pretty sure everybody in there dies. I'm pretty sure he dies during that sequence. It seems they gave him a little bit more attention, a few more shots in the trailers. Perhaps he's a little bit of the leader of this first group in some way. Maybe not, but I don't think he makes it past this action sequence at nighttime where they fly in and it seems like a lot of people die. Then we have Rick Flagg, one of our few returning characters, and he is just all over the trailers. We see him interacting with both different sets of Suicide Squad on this initial mission where they're in the plane, where I'm pretty sure a bunch of people die. You see him all the way up until the finale. You see him with Solsoria. Like, he interacts with pretty much everyone. So, and he seems to be kind of the backbone, one of those part of the continuity of the Suicide Squad, Amanda Waller and him. I'm thinking he's going to survive the movie. He doesn't seem like a character you kill off. He seems like the guy that you always bring back to pull the whole thing together. I'm thinking he has a failed mission at the beginning, has to try and get back. A second team is sent in and joins up with them at some point in time, and then he kind of leads that team into the final battle. Moving right along, we've got Ratcatcher. This is another character that's featured in quite a bit of the trailer and seen in quite a few different sequences. I don't think it's remotely possible that she's the first to die or dies early on in the film. You see her in kind of what I'm pretty sure it's the final battle with Starro, all of that fun stuff. So I think she's probably going to make it very close to the end of this film. There's a line of dialogue in the trailers where she's talking with Bloodsport, where each of them's like, I'm not going to let you die. And the other one says, I'm not going to let you die.
I'm going to get you out of here alive.
I'm going to get you out of here alive.
I'm pretty sure that means that one of the two of them is going to die for the other person. My prediction could be wrong, and I think there will be some tide when they die, look at each other, something like that. I'm guessing she's the one that survives. At least at this moment, I think that she survives. Moving right along, we got Polka-Dot Man. And this is a very weird character to put in a movie like this. Shoots polka dots, and also seems like a character that's prominently featured all throughout the film, because you see him in prison, you see him in meetings, you see him in a bunch of different sequences at the end of the film, all the way up until where whole things are being destroyed by a big gigantic creature. I think he dies in the finale. There's a shot in there of him saying, I'm a superhero. I'm a superhero! I'm guessing that he says, I'm a superhero, as he's standing there looking up at the sky, getting squashed or something like that. I don't think he dies heroically. I don't think it's even interesting. He's one of the guys that dies like the stupid death, because he's the crazy one talking about how he hopes they all die.
We're all gonna die. I hope so.
And I think that's what happens to him. But in the finale of the film. Then we have John Cena himself, Peacemaker, and I'll just say, I think he survives. Simple reason for it, he's getting his own TV show. And so it's certainly possible that they kill him off and it's a prequel about all of his adventures before. It certainly could happen. But if you're going to have a movie that has a cast of 17 people and give one of them a TV show, I don't know why you would pick one of the ones that died.
I cherish peace with all my heart. I don't care how many men, women, and children I need to kill to get it.
And so I'm guessing he survives. Once again, prominently featured all throughout the trailers, multiple different action sequences all the way up to the finale. So I'm guessing he makes it out alive to go off and have a TV show. Next up, Mongal. I'm not sure if I'm mispronouncing that or not. She's on that team that goes in on the plane. Looks like she teams up closely with Harley Quinn for a little bit of that adventure, and I'm pretty sure she dies very quickly. It looks from a shot that she jumps up and grabs a helicopter, and there's a bunch of shots in the trailers of that sequence of helicopters crashing, big gigantic explosions. So I'm guessing she dies in there during that sequence, and I'm pretty sure she dies holding onto a helicopter as it crashes. Next up, Javelin, another guy on that plane mission. Looking at the trailer closely, I think he drops out of the plane at the same time as Harley Quinn. I think the two of them maybe have a little bit of a friendship, a little bit of a bond going on, and he dies pretty quickly. But I think they had enough of a bond that she wants to use his javelin for something. It seems later on in the film, she's walking around with a big gigantic spear. She's shown earlier in the film with javelin. So I'm guessing she takes up his weapon for later parts of the film, but he dies very early on. That will bring us to Harley Quinn. Safe to say, the most popular character in the movie, and I'm gonna say she survives for that simple reason. Once again, if you look at the trailer, she's seen all throughout the movie. She doesn't die at the beginning, doesn't die in the middle. She makes it to the finale. So the question is, are they going to kill off Harley Quinn? And I think she's too popular of a character to do that. There is a chance. Margot Robbie's been playing her for 5 years, 3 different films, and she went, hey, we had a good run. Even though people have criticized the movies I've been in, they like me in the part. Hey, let's do 3 of these, shock people and kill off the most popular character in the finale. Maybe they'll do that. It is certainly possible. I just don't think they would do that. It just seems like cutting themselves off from the easy and obvious way to put a popular character into something to generate more money. And along those same lines, she's also a continuity character. One of the few people that was in both films. She's in Birds of Prey. There's just a lot she can do with Harley Quinn, and I just don't think they'd kill her off. Then we have another one of our returning characters, Captain Boomerang. And he's another guy that you see on that ill-fated adventure with the people on the plane. So you see him walk in front of the Flagg. You see him in that plane. There's a few shots of him throwing boomerangs on a beach in front of some trees. And that's all you see him in these trailers. It looks like they brought him back just to kill him off. I don't think he's going to make it out of this one alive based off of where you see him in this footage. Doesn't look good for him. Real quick, before I give you my final 3 predictions on this list, be sure to join me down below in the comment section. Share your predictions of who lives, who dies, and when you think it's going to happen. Also, I'll link to this tier ranker that I've been using so you can make your own tier list, share it on the internet, whatever you want. I'll just have it linked right down below. Also, remember, coming this weekend, I'm going to do a 3-part series ranking all 45 theatrically released DC movies. I've been working on this thing literally for a year and a half, and it kept getting delayed because of, well, you know why it was delayed. It's finally happening. I am so excited for it. Please tune in this weekend. And that'll bring us to Bloodsport, and based off the trailers, I'm guessing his character is going to be kind of the heart of the film. There's a whole trailer dedicated to him not wanting to join the Suicide Squad, them using his daughter to get him to join, and then later in that trailer showing footage of the daughter seeing her dad on TV.
That's my dad.
So it seems like he's a big part of that emotional journey of this film. So it's not just gore, it's not just laughs, there's some heart to it too. And I think because of that, he's the one that dies in the finale. I think he has a big heroic death as this very bad dude that's done a bunch of bad stuff, that did not want to join the team, didn't want to die, and then becomes on national news this person that dies a hero while his daughter's watching. That's what I think is going to happen, that they'll give him just a little bit of that. And that's why I think there's that dialogue between him and Ratcatcher about keeping each other alive.
I'm gonna get you out of here alive.
I'm going to get you out of here alive.
I don't know who she is. I don't know what family she has. They're not selling me on caring about the character. They're the emotional arc of that person dying. They are with him. It hurts if he dies, but it also means something if he does. And so that's why I think that there's a certain way that you do that, and it hurts to lose him, but there's something very potent and powerful. So I think he's the emotional death in the third act. Next to last on our list, Blackguard by Pete Davidson. and he's on that mission in the plane, and the big footage of him is being a doofus at prison with toilet paper on his Crocs, him being afraid of the person on the plane that he's next to, and what looks like him surrendering to a bunch of people aiming guns at him. I'm guessing either he surrenders and they just mow him down, and we basically see the moment right before he dies in the trailer footage that they've given us, or maybe he's a traitor or something like that. I don't think so. I don't know if there's a way that they could work that one out. I'm guessing they show him surrendering. I don't think he does anything brave in this movie. It would be my other prediction that he's not a brave character. He's the wimpy guy that goes out there and just surrenders, hides, surrenders, and gets killed like that. And the final person on our list, Amanda Waller. I don't think she's ever in danger. You see her safely in command centers all throughout the trailers, leading meetings, looking at monitors. She survives. She's the backbone of this team. She's part of that continuity. She's the person that sends everyone else to do her dirty work. So she's nice and safe away from all of the dangers. So I don't think we're going to see Amanda Waller even kind of in danger, even less so than she was in the previous movie. Amanda survives. So here's my completed tier ranking of who lives, who dies, and when. I got a link to it down below in the description if you want to fill one out for yourself and share it somewhere. Join in on the fun. Also, remember to come back this weekend where I'm going to rank all 45 theatrically released DC films. That's going to be a lot of fun. I'd love it if you'd check it out. Thank you so much for watching, and keep talking movies too much.